Fantastic to see so many of you here today as we delve into a special topic, maybe the more, and the long-lasting topic, which is the real estate, but also the hospitality. Think for a moment about the world around us. Our cities are evolving at an unprecedented pace, and technology is no longer a futuristic concept. Of course, is the bedrock of how we live, work, and travel. And the real estate and the hospitality sectors, they are the right time at the heart of this transformation. According to United States, by 2050, 70%, so 70, of the world will be urban, driving demand for smarter, sustainable, and connected living spaces like, mixed-use developments and intelligent buildings. And this is very incredible. This is, amazing. So let's start our round here of conversation. Please, can you introduce in 60 seconds, so just 1 minute, to say who you are, why did you decide to join this incredible event here in Cannes, and what you do? I would like to start with Janet, please.
Hi, I'm Jeanette Pressman. I'm a governor with Miami Realtors. I've been in real estate for 11 years now. I'm with Desert Platinum Realty, which we developed the Porsche Tower, all the Trump Towers, and Sunny Isles Beach. And I'm also a volunteer for Pancreatic Cancer Action Network, and I feel very honored to be here. I was invited by Anthony. I've been attending his summits for 8 years now, and I love them.
Thank you. Pedro, another long-time friend of the event.
Hello. Thank you so much, Anthony, Carmelo, for all the attention. Been together since the 7th summit, and very proud to be here. I work as a finance advisor since 2002. More than 1,000 clients in a very small country called Portugal, Europe. And I've been dedicated to real estate since 2008 and been learning a lot in the summit. Thank you so much.
Obrigado. Mayan?
Mayan Metzler, out of New York, CEO and founder of Terralax Homes. We're building the most futuristic homes in the world, healthy environments, every aspect of what it means to be healthy, energetically aligned spaces. And mainly our little spin of innovation are homes that heal, integrating wellness, healing technologies directly into every room of the house.
Thank you. Matthew.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for this event. Thank you, Anthony. My name is Matthew Mercadou. I'm the CEO and founder of Magma. My background is in private banking and real estate. My company develops a platform for digitization of buildings, creating an infrastructure for sharing data in the built environment and in new construction. And it comes from my experience and my frustration in real estate, being the largest asset class in the world and one of the least efficient. So it needs digitization to perform better. So happy to be here.
Thank you. James, in a very nutshell, because this morning we already heard something about you. This morning we already met you here on stage.
Yes, I appreciate it. Hi, everyone. I'm James Lee Quinn. Anyway, I integrate nanotechnology into everyday life, using technology, actually solving everyday life as much as possible. I was a former real estate developer in Houston, Texas, but I'm transitioned to nanotech by 2003. Anyway, right now I develop, and my goal is to develop smart and eco-city around the world using my technology, implement that both in the energy sector and also that is renewable energy, but also carbon capture, so make it a cleaner environment that you can live in. Furthermore, I use smart technology to screen out virus that can attacking this small-scale city, say like 50,000 population, and we have nanotechnology to kill those viruses that are attacking it. And that's my goal, is to populate my program around the world, and I'm looking for a partner to do that with me.
Thank you. Joshua.
Thank you guys so much. Joshua Johnson with Liquid Hector, and we are tokenizing real estate in UAE. And we have Zanzibar that we discussed earlier, tokenizing the real estate there in the land registry. And we're with LandFi, we're actually in tech that increases the value of real estate through data centers and AI. So that's where we're going to have a discussion and a roundtable later today. Would love to discuss that with you guys. Looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Rudina Morati. Thank you for having me. I come from a solid financial background of 12 years, and now from 10 years I'm into real estate. I have been developing and financing more than 25 projects during these years, and I think we have a lot to say about the topic. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So before we dive into Miami, another specific topic, I would love to have an overview on the market. So Matthew, what about the challenge of the real estate today and the urbanism in terms of safety, environment, compliance, energy, and how technology, because we have heard about technology today, not only, blockchain, but also AI and other, high-end technology can bring solution in the market, in the real estate and hospitality markets.
Yes, so as I said, the real estate is the largest asset class in the world. It's over 300 trillion. It's bigger than stocks and bonds, and yet it's still one of the most inefficient asset class. It's the first producer of CO2 emission. It's the first in energy consumption. If in terms of digitization, it's just before fishing and hunting, if you compare it to other sector. If you want to sell a real estate asset, many of you, I'm sure, have gone through a selling process. It takes a very long time. And there is a lot of information that is missing about the building, about the safety. The codes are changing constantly, so there is a lot of issue regarding the environmental impact of real estate, a lot of compliance issues. So the real estate is facing unprecedented challenges with a world that is constantly evolving and a sector that is very static. So that's where technology comes in place, because how to solve these challenges comes to data and having trustworthy data that can be shared, and that you don't have that in real estate. In a real estate building, you have many people working in the same building, but yet they all have a different information about the building. So when it comes to execution, you find out that the property manager thinks that way, when the service provider thinks it's another way, and the asset manager is using another software and has another version of the asset. This is not normal. We should have a single source of truth where everybody reports and the data is shared seamlessly between everyone. So that's one of the issues. You can solve that using digital twins. That's a digital replica of the building, and using blockchain as a notary to record what's happening and certify the data. Then you can solve those issues.
James, do you see the same challenge for the market? So it's just innovation, or do you see any more?
Yes, I believe that AI can solve our problem in terms of technology that apply to urban development, especially in my program. I'm using AI to identify the CO2 existent in the area before I execute the plan. And when we develop the city, we want to make it clean, therefore using my technology to pull the CO2 in and provide renewable energy from that to service the data center, so that the data center can service the AI, and the AI is a closed loop that can provide the data collection to, how you call it, if I got a multi-satellite city around the world, we can share that data within that whole channel, so that we can eventually come up with one solution to the livable condition of all human in the world together.
Joshua, of course, innovation is your trademark because you launched the token. Would you like to add an extra point from your side?
Yeah, I think we do a lot of AI, but I don't know if AI is the complete solution. I think having, and Matthew as well, talking about the OS. I think we have an infra OS layer to integrate that. I think what we're doing specifically to increase the value of real estate, adding data centers to then be able to give that inference and cloud compute for AI. For us, it's just adding more instead of a real estate multiple, it's more of a tech multiple. So basically for the investor, like a family office that invests in traditional real estate, now you're able to see it from a different lens. So in Europe, for example, there's some hard times in some different countries that are having some hard time with real estate. So being able to add tech to that real estate is actually really important. So now you're able to add revenue to that building. And I think that that's what we haven't yet to discover, all the different ways that we can add revenue. So whether it's healthcare or just data centers offering cloud compute or AI inference, I think that that's very unique in terms of innovation at the source and for that edge compute, as well having a safe environment for the data as well in your living quarters. So from a sovereign point of view, also have it for where the data is safe. So I think that that's, in terms of innovation, that's where we see real estate going, because real estate is basically the home for where we live and where we breathe. And so being able to have a safe haven for that data and being able to have that connection to AI and a safe environment is actually very important.
And Mayan, can you share with us, your method of the fractional ownership model?
Sure, it's very simple. These properties are wellness resort farms. So the fractional ownership, it's not fractional ownership in the sense that other people own it. You own it, you get 3 weeks free a year, rest of the time discounted, and then the resort operates it and you profit share.
Okay, cool. Pedro, what about the hospitality and healthcare as pillars of the longevity living? Why?
Well, I think we're sitting together for a reason, because I am also trying to put together hospitality and healthcare and the idea of longevity. So the situation is, from our business model, we co-invest. So it's not a fraction, it is an investment combined so that we can have the capital gains. But that's so the business model combines having the services of hospitality so that we can live longer and not having to address the normal day-to-day life, and at the same time make sure that we have the proper healthcare system in place in terms of clinics, physiotherapy, and all of it.
Cool. Thank you. So now from Miami to the Mediterranean, so starting from Janet, how current global investment trends are reshaping the real estate and hospitality in Miami? How is the market in Miami now?
The market is slow right now. If you guys ever want to know about Miami, how it's doing, you go to miamirealtors.com and you could click on news and statistics. And every month we put out how much the market has gone up or down. So I'll read to you just a few slides so you have an idea. So the total home sales have decreased. This is from May compared to May of last year. It's decreased 20.2%. The condo transactions have decreased 25%. The single-family home sales in dollar values have decreased 17%, and the condos 9.5%. And we have a total active listings, an increase more than we had last year by 40%. So there's definitely opportunity now. It's taking the average 6.6 months, which is an even market, but it's truly a little bit more of a buyer's market.
And Rodina, what about the Mediterranean, emerging markets? Would you like to shine a light about, maybe your own country?
Well, in this part of the world, we have those data as well, but what we see is a lot of repurposing of existing buildings, because Europe is and Mediterranean has quite a lot of existing buildings, and there we have many challenges. First one is to readapt them according to the market needs, which are different. We want more green areas, we want more sportive areas, more libraries. Especially the social element is very important here, because everyone to be more social, especially after COVID. Then when we go to greenfield, things have changed as well, because we don't consider real estate only home. We consider as well our offices and our gym and all the places that we spend time. And in all these areas, we have another attention and another presence. So when we go to apartments, are smaller, but when we go to other areas, we need more natural element, more technology. And what I'd like to mention is a combination of technology with the social element. That is a winning game.
That's very interesting to have this bridge between, America, also Europe, but also, of course, the Middle East. Matthew, what about the innovative modes of, of financing? Because Joshua was already talking about his token, but also on your own side of financing, maybe, and ownership through tokens in real estate.
Right. So you probably heard of tokenization of real estate that focus mainly on the ownership of real estate. And so we believe that there is another part of the data that influence the price of real estate, which is part of the building itself. So what we believe is that by tokenizing the building itself rather than the ownership rights, we can derive a lot of value, and we can connect the building information directly to the tokenization for ownership. That way you can have a mark-to-market valuation by connecting to the systems of the building, by connecting to the stakeholders of the building. That means the person who are doing things, the service provider, the electrician, the plumbers, the tenants. So by connecting those two, you have sort of a very virtuous digital asset that combines property management and asset management and valuation of the property directly linked to the property itself. And so what we are doing is what we are trying to evaluate the value of data in that environment. And with a Web3 model, we incentivize people to contribute data. That means the service provider not only does his service, but if he provides the data to the platform, to the digital twin, he earns rewards. And so sometimes the data is valuable for the service provider himself and for the building, but sometimes this data is valuable to someone else. The data from the electrician is valuable from the plumber because he knows where the wires are, and so on. So there is a lot of value in the data from the building that can be connected to ownership and influence the price of the building itself. So through financing, you can imagine such solution being plugged to a DeFi solution where you're going to draw funding for a retrofit of your building, and you're going to be proving exactly how you spend the money in the building. So there's no greenwashing possible. You prove it through the digital space, how you spend the money, and you get drawing from there. So it's a new innovative way to finance real estate.
Joshua, do you have something in common with Matthew and with Magma?
Yeah, of course. I think that.
Do you see any synergies, maybe?
Yeah. I mean, I think that tokenization in general, there's different asset classes, right? In the U.S., for example, there's land, utility, security. What is happening in the UAE, for example, they're tokenizing the land registry, and we're working in that very closely. In Zanzibar, we're doing the same. We're tokenizing the land and the real estate separately, so it's more stable, and then the data centers separately, right? So it's really separately as well with how we integrate the data centers. It's also a utility layer in terms of our infra OS. So there's no universal incentive model for tokenizing incentives connected to real estate. So that's something that is as well a different connection. So I think that in terms of what we're doing, connecting to the land registry in the future is the future of all value connected to on-chain lending and on-chain insurance. So when you talk about financing, that is going to be the key for any government to onboard tokenizing the land registry itself. Instead of the title deed being a piece of paper, by it being a token, you're cementing it with more value. For example, if you're tokenizing the land registry in Ghana and you have the mineral rights connected to that, your on-chain lending for insurance is going to be much cheaper than Lloyd's of London coming in at like 37%. So without going, we could go all day on this, but that is, I think, the differences in the different asset classes and then the different tokens.
Yeah,
30 seconds.
No, Joshua is right. I think people don't realize the power of tokenizing the land registry directly and having an on-chain title deed that you can use as collateral. If you add that to a token that represents the building, it's a super powerful tool for the 21st century. So yeah.
James, how can we, enhance their business with your own experience? So, in particular, with the carbon credits, how do you make, earnings just before starting the project?
Well, everyone know about the problem with the CO2, right?
Yeah.
So the UN, we looking at the solution for the future, and that's what I'm looking at in terms of creative finance, using carbon credit as a mechanism to advance some funding to the land developer, especially those that working with me using my nanotechnology, nanogel and carbon capture, to taking one step ahead of actual real estate development. If we can access the carbon credit that available right now in the world, in terms of, I think in 2023 in France, July, the community of 47 sovereign investor have put up a pledge of about $36 trillion. So what benefit to the land developer around the world, specifically to my project right now, is I apply it directly for that carbon credit in Mexico in a few of my projects. And we get access immediately to billions of dollars. Because what we're doing is we're helping clean up the CO2 within the site that we're developing this project. So that's why I encourage all of you, because the IPCC, which is from the UN Climate Change Committee, is one to set the target for 2050 that we should reduce 1 degree as before the Industrial Revolution. So that will help minimize the catastrophe of natural weather situation that hurting the economic of the city or the state that got, like Hollywood got wildfire and then the earthquake and all the such situation. That's an economic loss to the resident of those countries, But as soon as we can solve the carbon problem, we can actually increase the value of real estate all around the world.
Mayan, of course, you are trying to incorporating technologies in your, fractional ownership model, but it's something far in the future, or it's now?
It's absolutely now. A couple of things that we developed that are very interesting, because we also own the kitchen cabinet showroom chain. So we developed something that's called the Kitchen Buddy. It's a new way to manage everything digitally in the kitchen for anyone that has a kitchen, residential or commercial, because it manages the whole supply chain. Of course, using AI, you know what you have in the cabinets, inside the appliances, etc. So you can upload your weekly plan, your recipes, and it would come up with a whole plan. It could send you shopping list, order online. So it's a whole way to manage everything. And the other thing is a complete gamification and monetization of the land. It's a complete digital way to manage any kind of real estate project using AR experiences. So you would come in using NFC chips physically, digitally on the land, and you can monetize everything and also enjoy adventure games, etc. So all that stuff is already existing.
So we have the last 3 minutes, so 1 minute each for Rudina, Pedro, and Janet. Rudina, how with Alpha Mediterranean Fund can you help the audience, to invest in real estate, and how are you, driving this change and in the developments in this market?
Well, with Alpha Mediterranean Fund, we're trying to do many things. First of all, to get promoted Albanian projects in the world. Second, to educate local investors, but as well to present to the international developers in a short time frame the best projects. Third, to finance those projects, but as well those projects to get used in the best way. And the last one, to get the social element, which I mentioned before, through technology. So not only to have the property, but as well to get people connected while using the property or living in the property.
Thank you. Pedro, you, of course, are a consultant. So how much real estate do you have for your clients in portfolio, usually?
Well, yes. Basically, we have been assisting for almost 2 decades clients investing themselves. Usually, from my experience as a consultant, more than 1,000 families. It's a lot of trouble. It's a lot of trouble to build. It is a lot of trouble to invest in a country that you don't know. And usually people get a little bit overwhelmed. So what we bring to the table is the possibility to have local knowledge, and that's why we built basically a board of investment of the best investors we have in our clients, as well as lawyers that can. We have 3 different lawyers from 3 different lawyer firms, because as people were mentioning, it's important. And what we offer is, as Mr. Hadi was saying, he invested in Marriott. We are not expecting Mr. Hadi to be handling any troubles of business in here. So that's what we offer. What we offer is the possibility to engage on a red carpet and invest.
Thank you. Janet, the best 2 reasons for coming to Miami, so one for lifestyle and one for business.
Yes. We have like a great event. It's called Art Basel. It's in December, and it's like the most prestigious art show. It's at the beginning of December. Anthony's hosting his next summit in Miami, November 19th and 20th.
So November 19 and 20.
Yeah, it's going to be at the same time as the book fair. I attended his 8 years ago when he first did it there. I was very impressed by everybody that I met, the Kennedy family, Purdue, U-Haul. I still remember, and I always notice how he puts his heart and soul into all of his summits, and you'll enjoy Miami. Miami has a lot to offer, and I'm happy to share everything with you.
Thank you very much. Thank you to the audience, and thank you, guys. Thank you, Janet, Pedro, Mayan, Matthew, James, Joshua, and Rudina. Thank you.
Thank you, Carmelo.